Most traders are not losing because the market is hard. They are losing because they make a simple game impossibly complicated. They chase 10 indicators. They listen to 20 voices. They change their strategy every week. And then they say, trading is so difficult. No. Trading is simple. It is the trader who is complicated. In this video, I'm going to prove it to you. I will strip trading down to its core. I will show you why most people turn it into chaos. And I will give you a simple, professional framework you can use from tomorrow. If you are tired of confusion, tired of stress, and tired of overthinking every candle, stay with me until the end. By the time we finish, you will never look at the charts the same way again. Let's start with the reality you already feel. You open your chart. You see price moving fast. You feel your heart beating a little bit faster. You are not just watching candles. You are watching your potential future. Freedom, rent, family, pride, ego, all inside those candles. Because of that pressure, your brain does something very human. It looks for safety in complexity. You add one more indicator. You watch one more video. You follow one more guru. You tell yourself, if I just find the perfect setup, the perfect strategy, then I will finally feel safe. But in trading, complexity does not create safety. Complexity creates confusion. Confusion creates hesitation. Hesitation creates random decisions. Then you look back at your results and you see what looks like chaos. That chaos is not coming from the market. It is coming from your mind. Now, let's strip the market down to the core. Price can only do three things. It can move up, it can move down, or it can move sideways. That's it. Every complicated strategy in the world is just a way of answering three simple questions. Number one, in which direction do I want to participate? Number two, where do I enter? And number three, where do I exit if I'm wrong or right? Every professional trader, no matter how advanced, is still answering these same basic questions. You do not need 20 indicators to answer them. You need a clear way to read the chart, a defined entry, and a defined risk. The edge is not in having a secret tool. The edge is in making clear, repeatable decisions around these three questions. Simple, but not easy.
So if the game is this simple, why does almost everyone complicate it? Reason number one, ego. The ego doesn't want to be a simple executor of a plan. It wants to be a genius. It wants to be special. So instead of following one clear method, the ego says, I can outsmart the market. I can predict every move. You start forecasting, guessing tops and bottoms, fighting trends. Reason number two, emotional addiction. Many traders are unconsciously addicted to intensity. They don't want a boring system that gives 2 clean trades a day. They want action. They want dopamine. So they overtrade. They jump from pair to pair, from time frame to time frame. They feel active, but they are not being professional. Reason number three, avoiding responsibility. If the strategy is extremely complex, you always have an excuse when you lose.
It was the news. It was the indicator. It was the market. But when your plan is simple and clear, there are no excuses left. It's either I followed my plan or I broke my rules. Most traders would rather complicate the system than face themselves. That is why a simple approach is rare. Not because it doesn't work, but because it forces you to be brutally honest. Now, let's build a professional framework that removes the noise and keeps only what matters. Before you place any trade, you ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1. What is the current environment? Is the market trending or ranging? Where is price relative to key areas where big players previously stepped in? You don't need to name these concepts with fancy labels. You simply mark the zones where price reacted aggressively in the past. Those are your areas of interest. Question 2. Where is my precise entry and invalidation? You are not allowed to enter just because it looks good. You want a specific trigger, a break, a retest, a rejection, a pattern that you have decided in advance.
You also decide where your idea is wrong. That level is your stop loss. Not your feelings, not the last candle. A clear line that you respect. Question 3. What is my exit plan if the trade works? You define your target or your management rules before you enter. Maybe it's a previous high or low. Maybe it's a certain reward to risk. But it is defined. If you cannot answer these 3 questions clearly, you do not have a trade. You only have a hope. And hope is not a strategy.
Now we go deeper into the part that truly separates professionals from gamblers: risk. Trading is simple when your risk is small and controlled. Trading becomes hell when your risk is oversized. Here is the simple rule. Risk a tiny, fixed percentage of your account per trade, small enough that a loss is emotionally boring. Why? Because once the money at risk is emotionally irrelevant, your brain is free to focus on execution. When the risk is too big, your nervous system goes into survival mode. You stop thinking like a professional. You start thinking like a person who is drowning. You move your stop. You close early. You revenge trade. The chart hasn't changed. The market hasn't changed. Only your risk changed. Your job is not to make one trade that changes your life. Your job is to survive long enough to let a simple edge play out over hundreds of trades. Small, consistent risk makes trading simple. Big, random risk makes trading impossible. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. Imagine 2 traders looking at the exact same chart. Trader A is the complicated trader. He has 6 indicators turned on. He has social media open. He is checking 5 different pairs at once. Price reaches a key area. His indicators say 3 different things. One video he watched yesterday says buy. Another video says sell. He hesitates. Price moves without him. He panics and jumps in late with big size. A small pullback takes him out. He feels the market is against him. Now look at Trader B, the simple professional. Before the session, he marked his key zones. He decided which pair he will trade today. He knows what pattern he is waiting for. He knows exactly how much he will risk. Price reaches his area. His simple trigger appears. He executes without drama. If it loses, he takes the loss and moves on. If it wins, he follows his exit plan. Both traders saw the same candles. The difference was not the market. The difference was their level of simplicity and discipline. You have to decide. Are you going to be Trader A or Trader B? Now we go deeper into the psychological side. Simplicity in trading is not just a technical choice. It is a psychological commitment. When you choose a simple plan, you are choosing boredom over excitement. You are choosing discipline over drama. Your brain will resist this. It will whisper, maybe there is a better setup elsewhere. Maybe I should add one more filter. Maybe I should change the plan today. That is not intelligence. That is fear wearing a mask of intelligence. Your job is to catch these thoughts. Say to yourself, my role is not to predict every move. My role is to execute one clear edge with discipline. The more you repeat a simple process, the easier it becomes for your nervous system. The charts start to feel slower. Your decisions become automatic. Simplicity is not a lack of knowledge. It is knowledge refined into a few powerful rules that you actually follow. Let's make this extremely concrete. Here are steps you can start applying immediately to simplify your trading. Step 1, choose your battlefield. Pick 1 or 2 instruments and 1 or 2 time frames. Stop jumping everywhere. Master one environment until it becomes familiar. Step 2, define your one core setup. Not 5, not 10. One main idea. Maybe it's a break and retest of a level. Maybe it's trading between clear ranges. Write down exactly what your setup looks like. Step 3, create a simple checklist. Before any trade, you ask, is the market condition right? Is price at my area of interest? Is my trigger present? Is my risk size correct? If any answer is no, you do not trade. Step 4, limit your daily decisions. Decide your trading session window. Decide how many trades maximum you will take. When that limit is hit, you are done for the day. Step 5, review. Don't react. At the end of the day, you calmly review your trades. You don't judge yourself by profit or loss. You judge yourself by one question. Did I follow my simple plan? If the answer is yes, you are winning, even if the trade lost. If the answer is no, you know exactly what to fix tomorrow. When you follow these steps, you remove randomness from your behavior. And suddenly, trading feels cleaner, lighter, and more under control. To fully embrace simplicity, you must accept one final truth. Every single trade is uncertain. You can have the best level, the best trigger, the best risk management, and still lose on this individual trade. That does not mean your approach is wrong. It means this one outcome was part of the natural randomness of the market. Professionals think in series, not in single trades. They see each trade as just one ticket in a long sequence. If they followed their plan, they are satisfied, regardless of the result. If they broke their rules and won, they are not proud, because they know that undisciplined wins are dangerous. When you think in probabilities, you no longer need a complicated system to feel safe. Your safety comes from your process, your risk control, and your emotional stability. This is where trading becomes simple. You identify your edge. You manage your risk. You execute the same plan again and again. The rest is noise. So let's come back to the statement we started with. Trading is simple. Traders make it complicated. The market moves up, down, or sideways. Your job is to define your environment. Choose your area. Set your entry and exit. Control your risk. And repeat with discipline. If your trading feels chaotic right now, It is not because you are stupid, and it is not because the market is impossible. It is because you have allowed complexity, ego, and emotion to replace a simple, professional process.
Today can be the day you change that. Decide to simplify. Decide to commit to one clear framework. Decide to measure your success by discipline, not by today's profit. If you are serious about trading like a professional, and you want more content that cuts through the noise and focuses on psychology, discipline, and simple, real processes, keep following this channel. Now, close the extra indicators. Mute the noise. Go back to your chart with a simple plan and a calm mind. Remember, the market is not your enemy. Your lack of simplicity is. Fix that, and the game changes.